Welcome to Tower Talk Business Radio on the voice of Nassau Community College 90.3 WHPC. Tower Talk Business Radio brings you conversations with the top business minds on Long Island and around the nation, including expert consultants and small business owners who have found success, but are also willing to share their top tips, failures, and give gritty, matter-of-fact advice based on their first-hand experience. And now, let's get down to business with Tower Talk Business Radio, powered by the Nassau Community College Foundation.
Welcome to Tower Talk Business Radio, powered by the Nassau Community College Foundation. My name is Ray Schwetz, AVP of Nephew Business Services, along with Donyshia Boston-Hill, CEO of Keeper the Brand Marketing and Digital Agency. And we're focused on being the premier resource for business and entrepreneurship.
Ray and I bring you weekly tools and services that help you grow your business, plus we interview the top business leaders in the industry. First, let's jump into Success Chat. According to Peel, success is no accident. It's hard work, perseverance, learning, studying, sacrifice, and most of all, love of what you're doing. Now, that's a great recipe for success, I tell you, Ray. I love marketing and digital, and you love banking. So to ensure growth, Keeper of the Brand, I'm tackling accounting and financial projections. Ugh.
Yeah.
Ray, what's some techniques you observe for accountability in business on the banking side?
Well, it's just that, if you're putting your expenses through the business, you're doing it the right way. So, you're not just putting it through and you're saying, hey, this is my biz visa. You're actually putting the transfer of funds and into the right account and listing the account numbers, keeping everything the way it should be listed, so that if a business advisor takes a look at it, they understand what it is that you're trying to do here with your books. So I guess that's the way I would look at it. Behind every good business is a great accountant. Moving on, helping to provide you with business empowerment today is our guest, Ken Cerini, Managing Partner of Cerini Associates, LLP. Ken is the Managing Partner of Cerini Associates, LLP, Certified Public Accountants. He is a licensed and certified public accountant, financial planner, and diplomat for the American Board of Forensic Accountants. The CW postgraduate has won numerous awards and has been quoted in many publications, including Newsday, Long Island Business News, and the Long Island Press and New York Times. In addition to his extensive audit experience at both Ernst & Young, LLP, and Cerini Associates, LLP, Ken has been directly involved in providing business consulting services for nonprofits and educational facilities of all sizes throughout New York State. Ken, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me today.
You got it. My pleasure. Now, tell me, you've been in this business for a while. Tell me, how did you get started into this?
How I got started in accounting?
Yes. Because I'm sure you woke up one day and just said, hey, I want to be an accountant.
Yeah, I'm actually sorry to admit this, but I've been an accounting major or an accounting accountant since the age of 12. I guess the reason I got involved to begin with is my dad was probably one of the smartest people I ever met. And we had an okay lifestyle growing up. My cousin, he's not listening because he passed away a couple of years ago, but he wasn't really the brightest person in the world. Very articulate and stuff, but not really bright. And he had like 5 times as much stuff as we did. They had $1 million house. I'm like, wait, I can do this.
What am I doing wrong?
So I said, all right, accounting seems like it could be pretty cool, and I like money, so let's do it. And that was it. That's what kind of pushed me towards the accounting profession.
Well, money is definitely a motivator.
That's cool. So tell us a little bit about the nonprofit work you do.
We work, actually as a firm, Cerini Associates works almost 3/4 of our business is working with nonprofit organizations. We felt that the nonprofit community does so much for everyone. And if we can help the nonprofit community do things better to be more effective in their business models, that would be great. And in some way, shape, or form, we're actually giving back to the community by helping the nonprofit sector be more effective. So it was something that we felt from the very beginning that we had an affinity to the nonprofit sector. The nonprofit sector, like I said, is one that doesn't really have the support systems that most other businesses have. They typically don't have the money to be spending on infrastructure and everything else. So we felt that if we could step in there and be that resource to the sector, then we get the psychic benefit as well as the fiscal benefit. So
That's fantastic. So 501c3s, 501c4s, you're the accounting expert.
Any 501c you want to throw at us.
Nice.
I'm more than happy to take
Nice.
And continuing along that line now, you had this fantastic idea to do something very different with nonprofits. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. I assume you're talking about the Imagine Awards.
I am.
All right. So about 5 years ago, we started up this thing called the Imagine Awards. We felt that the nonprofit sector, as I said before, does so much for everyone. Every day, the nonprofit sector goes out there and helps people. I don't think there's a single person on Long Island that isn't in some way, shape, or form touched by the nonprofit sector, whether they live here, work here, or play here. And there's awards for absolutely everything, but there was really never an award for the nonprofits out there. So we said, look, there really needs to be a day where the nonprofit sector comes together in a room and we kind of honor the nonprofit sector. And so we felt that it was important to have an award program for them. It was important to bring them in a room so that they could network and learn what other nonprofits are doing. Through the videos that we show, it's kind of like an Academy Award type event. Through the videos that we show, the organizations get to see what other nonprofits are doing, what other effective nonprofits are doing on Long Island, so they can kind of learn from the best of the best on Long Island, and they get bragging rights at the end of the day, if they win. So it was really a good way to bring the sector together to celebrate the sector for a night.
Now, bringing the sector together, I think that's really key for what you're achieving there. Tell us a little bit about your attitudes towards what they should do as far as collaboration.
Not there. First of all, there are. If you ask, you could find out. Talk to people. There's anywhere between 3,000 and 6,000 nonprofits on Long Island. Nobody really has a real understanding of what that number is because of all the religious organizations and everything. And when you think about it, approximately half of the nonprofits generate under $1 million worth of revenue. So you've got a lot of small nonprofit organizations running around. They all have administrative structures and things like that. So we felt it would be important if you can bring people together and you can share ideas. You can create a overall better nonprofit space, which is important. You're also in a situation where you can bring organizations together to work together and hopefully create some level of consolidation, collaboration, so that the sector gets stronger, especially in today's marketplace in the nonprofit sector where government funding is drying up. There's more competition for fundraised dollars. You're seeing a lot more unfunded mandates and regulations hitting the nonprofit sector, hitting all businesses, not just the nonprofit sector. But in order for nonprofits to be able to leverage and to be able to grow and be effective, they have to find ways to streamline and work more effectively.
You are listening to Tower Talk Business Radio on the voice of Nass Community College, 90.3 WHPC. I'm Ray Schwetz, along with Donyshia Boston-Hill, and our guest today is Ken Cerini, Managing Partner of Cerini Associates, LLP.
Now, Ken, how did you get involved in the private nonprofit sector? What was your niche?
I got involved because I feel like, and you kind of said it before, if you're going to get into business, get into something that you enjoy doing, get into something that you have fun with. And I know accounting and fun, they don't seem to go together. But when you kind of think about it, if I'm going to be working in the accounting field, I'd rather work for people who, at the end of the day, appreciate what you're doing. And you can really make a difference, again, not just to the organization, but to all of the people that the organizations work with. They can make a difference. I mean, I do a lot with special education schools. So, to sit here and be in a situation where I can help them keep more money to be able to spend on, teachers and therapies and, extra enhancements for their students, and to see the results that they get where those students are mainstreamed back into the school system. And it's, not only is it beneficial for the children that they serve, but it's also tremendously beneficial for the community because that means, less tax dollars going out for long-term, working with individuals with developmental disabilities, because now you got kids who are graduating, getting jobs, going on to college, because you're getting them early enough and making a difference. And if I can help that organization in any little way, then I've done what I feel I set out to do. And that's really why I got into the nonprofit sector. It's not about the money, because I can make more money working with for-profit businesses. It really is about making a difference in lives and making a difference in the community that I live in.
That's so impactful and powerful. So thank you for sharing that. Just sitting here for these few minutes, I can tell you your personality, accounting mixed with this, jovial personality, when you're around those, nonprofits and really just touching the lives of those young people, it goes a long way, and you must really care. So.
I appreciate that. My wife has different choices of words for me. But we'll go with jovial. I'll let her know that. I'm jovial.
Now, a lot of this work, obviously you represent a fantastic firm. Tell us a little bit about your staff, because obviously you're not doing this all by yourself. This is an awful lot for one person to carry.
So first I want to say that, as I said before, we do a lot of work in the nonprofit sector, but that's not all what we do.
Right.
We are a full-service firm, so we do absolutely everything. We have 45 people running around our office. Some of them actually know where they sit, but and their goal is to provide value in every relationship. If we take on a client, it doesn't matter if it's a big client or a small client. It really doesn't matter. If they're a client of the firm, then they deserve the same attention and effort. So we go out and we make sure we surround ourselves with the best people possible. We go out into the schools and we hire, honestly, our hiring practice, we don't hire anybody with less than a 3.5 GPA, because we want to make sure that we get the right people. Because again, when you think about it, our clients deserve the best, and we want to make sure that's what we give them. And then we go extensive training. And again, the staff, their job is to be responsive, to be effective, to be impactful, and to provide value in every relationship. If we're not providing value in a relationship, I tell my clients all the time, if we don't provide value, go find someone else to work with, because we're not the right fit for you. And we don't lose a lot of clients, so hopefully that means we are providing value.
I would say so. And thankfully you have a nice talent pool on Long Island to draw upon.
Yes, we do.
So tell us a little bit about, you've talked about now your staff, you talked about your work with the nonprofits. What do you do that differentiates yourself, in terms of the work that you're doing for them? Like, what is it that you can look at to help them be more successful?
I think what you find is most accountants are historians. So when you think about a business owner or think about a nonprofit executive, where do most of the business owners and nonprofit executives spend the majority of their time? Most of them are probably spending the majority of time actually in the present. Mm-hmm. It's crisis management. They're trying to put out fires. They're focusing on today and what's happening today in their business. Where should they be thinking? They should be thinking forward. They should be thinking about what's happening in their business going forward. Most accountants are thinking in the past. They're putting together financial statements. They're putting together tax returns. So if, the business owner should be forward thinking and accountants are looking in the past, again, where does that connection come, and how does that accountant become a good resource to his clients? I think what kind of makes us a little different, and the value proposition that we bring to the table, is the fact that, we try to think the same way our clients do. Not necessarily in today, but we try to help them to focus on tomorrow. We try to help them do planning and focus on the direction they're moving in. If you don't know where you're going, you'll probably wind up somewhere else. So it's really important for us to help them, kind of develop a roadmap as to where they want to go, help them plan in terms of understanding the monies that are coming into the organization or into the company, what they're going to be doing with those monies, how do they put more money back down to the bottom line. And when I talk to a business owner, because we do work with not just nonprofits, like I said, when I talk to a business owner, I tell them, look, there's two things I can help you get. I can help you get more money, or I can help you get more time. Those are really the only two commodities that people can have. So again, that's our goal, is to kind of work with them and find out what their goals are and find out what they're trying to accomplish and kind of help them to get there. Most people, most accountants say, we provide value, but they don't really know what that value is. The other thing that makes us different is I own a business. Okay. Most accountants, they grow up in a practice. I started the practice. I run the practice. My partners are heavily involved in the day-to-day operations of our business. So not only are we accountants, we're business owners. So we're making the same decisions that our clients are making on a daily basis, and we have to go through the same decision-making process that they have to go through. So we've made mistakes. We've done things right. And my goal is to kind of help, or actually all of our goal is to help our clients to limit the number of mistakes they made and help them to run their business more effectively.
You are listening to Tower Talk Business Radio. Our guest today is Ken Cerini, Managing Partner of Cerini Associates.